From this point onward, I'm going to be more selective as to which ones I read, but I will continue to show them anyway. Possible factual error in this video caused the video to get disliked. Why did I write this like we were in the past tense? Kind of off-putting. Biased bullshit, just like the Mario vs. Sonic death battle. Don't take the quiz. I'm begging you. Well, too late, kiddo. I went ahead and recorded myself taking it in December 2015. Not going to show it now, but I might save it for later. It's an ancient unreleased recording. Bad playing and obviously cheating. Clearly made to mock the user in the title, but I digress. Green Lantern Lost Episode? A sexual euphemism? Maybe. Lobo vs. Space Jam tribute? What the crap? Pop culture references and Warner Brothers in-jokes? Bad. Only worse cause this is Toddler Titans, the spawn of Satan apparently. Answer. Donut with a side of Mother Goose Club characters and uranium. Bracket, are you okay? Did the Mother Goose Club hurt you? If so, hey, call them out. You might get some clout on Twitter for it. Perfect nutritious breakfast for the dumbass kid who makes gibberish comments. Not gonna lie, that sounds pretty ableist as fuck. Why does it sound like I would have supported a eugenics program? Besides, it goes without saying many of the gibberish comments were sent by robot accounts and not real people. Stop using dead sources! Freak Out Kid isn't funny anymore. Spoken from someone who's only really watched the original Freak Out Kid. Apparently also implying that you can't use the source because I don't find it funny. I can name tons of YouTube posts which make a generally humor-dry source absolutely hilarious. This wasn't that, of course, but why think it can't be salvaged? How could African Vulture like this shit? Boy genius, AV is not the authority of Go Animate, neither is Officer Poop, neither is Brendan Barney, neither are any of those other channels. Wrong! This video should be titled Digimon Suck, Pokemon Rock. Spoken from someone who's never played or watched anything Digimon related in his life. Now that I think of it, my experience with Pokemon is minimal too. Slant rhyming and overemphasis on the gangsta culture proves how annoying this song is. I wouldn't have known about this song without a dose of Buckley's worst list, which is the reason why I got on this song for having slant rhyming. What a sheep. Worst Splatoon review ever. Not going to touch on the fact I have still yet to play either of the Splatoon games. I've already said a couple times before I'd assert my perceived status on something which I hadn't experienced at the time. In essence, being a complete LARPer. It's almost like I made a Reddit moment before that was even a thing. Fox News is a team of soccer moms and overreactive dummies. Okay, true, but why did I put this note on a random video from Fox News which doesn't even touch on their questionable political bent? Again, LARPing. Laziest My Little Pony fanfiction ever made. Okay, gotta find a way to not discriminate bronies here. Aha! Quite debatable. Your experience is invalid, bitch! Uno reverse card. Are you shitting me? I guess so, because Gligar is well known for not being a serious game reviewer or journalist. Fake MLG member. MLG was a fashion statement by 2014. A fake MLG member simply doesn't exist. The name he entered the game with was Gift420. Ryosano Gligar. Wow, you're almost aware that this channel is designed to piss off everybody. At the time though, I probably would have called them a furry since I perceived them as bad at the time also. A poor attempt to cash in on the mediocre to bad video games. Similar to above, just more low budget. At least this one has less annoyance, but it makes up for it with brah culture. Brah culture? What the hell does that even mean? You meant to say surfer culture, right? And even then, it's not bruh, it's brah. When will these Go Animate videos either be good or just die out? Answer, never, because Go fanatics. This isn't a rant, it's just a video clip. Also, it's a proven fact that Go Animate will always suck because it is just a lazy way to make a video. Pick one stance, please. Either it's bad because of the users or it's bad because it's lazy. It could be both, but please clarify that. Funny story. Gligar replied to my comment calling me a Carlsberg. Very true. Which isn't even that mean when you think about it. Don't lie to yourself. I was somewhat offended by that reply. I apologizes? Grammar, learn it! Also, don't apologize to Stewie for all the shit he's done on Family Guy! Mr. Enter really did dictate my opinions on cartoons during that era, huh? Oof. You ripped off everyone else's comment videos. Oh yeah, it's only a ripoff if you don't like the channel behind it. Bracket, your inconsistencies are showing. What is a plot? Creator of this video. What is a creator? Said the plot of this video. The worst offender of copyright and misleading content I've ever seen. Something interesting about this one. Much like the quiz, I made an off-the-cuff recording reacting to it. Once again, thankfully unreleased. The reason why I labeled the video as misleading was because while the title promised a Doc McStuffins episode, instead it was one for Teen Titans Go. I was apparently very happy about its takedown though. Yes! This is yet another example of where the person only makes 2 to 4 videos and they all suck. This one is for basic opinions as facts, and Sonic isn't good. It really took less than a second to contradict myself here. Then again, I've already shown that I was guilty of doing the same thing I got on this Sonic recover for doing. I actually have no clue what to say. That's because I only disliked the video on principle of it being about Call of Duty. Dislike for an extreme amount of reasons, and none of them have to do with me liking Mr. Enter. I think at least one of them had to do with me enjoying his work at the time. This was before I really knew Enter was commentated on somewhat often. Damn it, Encyclopedia Propaganda! I mean, I at least tried to give them the benefit of the doubt that this might have been a troll article. Lame-ass insult, though, even if true for a lot of their other profiles. And to be quite honest, good riddance that they got shut down recently. So then, when's Kiwi Farms going to turn to dust? This is a kid's film, right? Grab your balls. Bowling balls, that is. I get that it's quite an adult joke for something aimed for a family audience, but come on. The mystery still remains, though, of who pooped in the peanut barrel. Gligar. Damn, he's almost got a monopoly on the playlist, I've realized. Only behind Go Anime videos. Most of which I skipped over since at least some of the notes weren't utter trite. Region locking has been around since the NES era. Stop bitching about it. Considering that region locking for physical games was growing to be considerably less common at that point in time, Nintendo was behind the ball to phase out region locking in comparison to its competitors. Say what you will, but this point is still valid. Just want Black Ops 3, eh? Well, that makes it worse. Little did I know he would do a rant on that game too. Naturally, I praised him for it. Otherwise, I treated him like he was the most vile YouTuber. Speaking of, seriously, this guy deserves to die for repeating himself and showing forced fanboyism for the Call of Duty series. Oof. Even for my immature 14-year-old self, that's low. Being a diehard fanboy and an ass-kisser to Nintendo was a signature of mine all over this playlist. And now we know that I used to wish death upon those who harshly criticized Nintendo's issues. Smooth move, jackass. Alright, moving on to less insulting matters. Why would you want to hug Peppa? Someone would accuse you of being a dumbass. Sure, maybe if you were an adult hugging that Peppa, you might be labeled as a man-child. It's pretty obvious, though, that the video's target audience is of kids who might have wanted the toy for themselves. Peppa Peg's some of the most rotten pork I've seen and tasted on the airways, but calling them a dumbass is unwarranted. Why would you do this, Keeg Action? Despite the wording, I was no fan of this person at the time. The same went for African Vulture, but this one feels even more disingenuous. Just thought that Keeg Action was a funny name. Which I admit it still is. This next one was such a bad video that my first rant was partially about it. Read the fucking title. Accurate depiction of 99.9% of the comments for this crap best of a video dedicated to pander to babbies. Wow. It's almost like content for 2-year-olds is a genre of video on YouTube. I already mentioned the comments were likely robots, but who knows? Maybe being exposed to Talking Tom at such a young age might do bad things to you. Gligar, you were a clone of Review Tech USA. How could he be a clone of them if you don't even have the equivalent of
skip it up and that up?
Read the channel name and look at comments. Well, the comments on this video cease to exist, but the name? Oh, for the love of... Okay, I won't trash this one. That name has some serious pedophile energy to it. Yuck. This is where my IGN hatred started. Actually, that's not true at all. I only hated them because they were the cool thing to hate. This fucking nitpick. Too much water. What's next? Mario Maker gets a 6.4 out of 10 for not being the same? Okay, rather odd comparison which doesn't make sense, but then again it's a journalistic publication. Oh, by the way, I'm just gonna throw a little tangent here. Please, for the love of Dinko, if you're against dishonest game journalism, stop giving them attention. The reason the genre thrives is due to hate clicks and the negative publicity they've received. It's perfectly reasonable not to trust them, and honestly you shouldn't. But don't complain about them every other second as that arguably escalates the problem. I have to say this because people still haven't learned that. Take the reactions of Last of Us 2 and SpongeBob Rehydrate's reviews as an example. You know what? Screw it. I'm just going to stop reading them here. Someday I'll return to talk about these as the notes cease to exist, though more out of the art of undigging the past as opposed to reflecting on it. After all, I've already read most of the worst examples so far. This is also not getting a proper final thought segment since I've already said that I don't want to beat myself up for the stupid things I've whined about 5 years ago. I can't stand people who tout how much better they've become just to sound enlightened. Some people who say they've improved in such a way are either gaslighting or want some sense of immunity. Regardless, I hope this gave you some insight on how I've changed a lot over the years. In an era where people are judged for things they said when they were kids and end up being cancelled for life because of that, the concept of people changing needs to be made more open than ever. You know, despite just saying that some people express their evolution really poorly or insincerely. Admittedly, most of the dumb things I've said here aren't exactly cancel-worthy. If you want that, see my late 2016-2017 era attitude. I'm bound to go over that period in time eventually, but not for now. Thank you all very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this, be sure to follow me on Twitter so you can stay up to date on my work. work. And all secure may complain about politics, just a heads up. You can also find me on DeviantArt and occasionally Newgrounds and Vire. This is Bracken Neutron, logging off the PC.